Welcome to Attainable Green. I'm Jess, and today I want to share with you my dendrobiums during the winter rest. The dendrobium family is vast, and there are a variety of different growing habits and behaviors for these plants. And today I'm going to focus on the winter resters. Now, this primarily are a group of plants that tend to be deciduous, and they lose their leaves during the winter time and also have decreased watering. Some say that they need also a cool down period as well, with lower temperatures to initiate their bloom cycle. I'm going to be sharing with you a couple examples that I have and what I'm doing during the winter season to help these plants grow best and follow their natural growing cycle. So let's get started. The first set of plants that I'm going to share with you are the nobili, or the mini nobili types. I have one nobili hybrid, and this is the Dendrobium China Dream. I have this one outdoors, and it's getting the cool temperatures that we have out here, and I've also decreased watering on this plant. I've noticed that it is just starting little nubbins and it's getting ready to bloom, so I have a couple more weeks yet before I can see signs that this will for sure be buds and not keikis. During this time, when they're developing their buds, you want to withhold water, and then after the buds have been developed, you can resume regular waterings for this plant. If you irrigate too early, you may get keikis instead of blooms, and that's not a bad thing. If you want to grow your plant faster, then by all means you can induce keiki formation. But if you want to see flowers, it's best to wait till the buds develop before initiating regular irrigation or waterings for the plant. The second type of nobili that I have is considered a mini nobili, and these are the Dendrobium moniliformes. Now, these plants are very popular in Asia and because of their variegation. From the color of the canes to the form of the leaves and even the shape of the flowers, there is very distinct differences, giving it the unique variety names. I have three to share. One is a variegated leaf type and two are regular leaf types. And at this time, they are just ready to drop their leaves, and buds will form on them pretty soon. I'm pretty new to this type of dendrobium, so I'm really interested in seeing how these ones play out during the winter season. This species naturally handles really cool temperatures to really warm temperatures well, so they're able to tolerate a wide variety of environments, making this supposedly an easy grower. So next is a section I call the Fringe Lip Dendrobiums, and that basically means these are the flowers that tend to have these fuzzy frilly lips, and currently I have two. Both of these plants are new additions to my collection, so I am trying to figure out how best to adapt them to my current environment. The first plant is the Dendrobium harveyanum, and this one is a division off a mother plant, and so far it needs to acclimate to my environment and grow some roots first before putting it through a winter rest. So this particular plant is not getting its normal winter rest because I think that it needs to establish itself a little bit more before even thinking about growing flowers. As you can tell, there are two large mature canes and a shortened third cane, and that third cane was the one that was maturing when I received it. So I know that this plant has a lot of growing to do before it's ready to flower. The second dendrobium I have in this section is the Dendrobium roslii. This one is very similar to the harveyanum, except that the way the fringe lip appears is very unique. This one is a fairly recent addition as well, but I am putting this one outside and actually giving it a winter's rest. This plant is very healthy looking and it looks like it bloomed before, so I think that by giving it its normal winter rest, I think it will do fine. Now, the last section is what I call the Pendulus Dendrobiums. The canes of these particular orchids grow downwards, so they naturally kind of have a pendulous habit if you have them on a pot, and if you can mount them, they kind of do best upside down. So the first one I have is the Dendrobium anosmun. I have this plant for about 2 years now, and it's just not looking healthy. The canes are quite shriveled, and there are keikis that have been growing on it for the past 2 years. There's really not a lot of growth that's doing well for this particular plant. I decided that this year I would just remove all of the keikis and get rid of the mother plant. It looks like all of the old canes have expended all of its energy, they're shriveled up, they're turning yellow, so they are no longer viable. The keikis, on the other hand, although smaller than I would like, I think may be able to survive. So by separating all the keikis, I have about 3 of them, I'm going to pot them in the same pot and put them together in a small bark mix, and hopefully these ones will make it through the winter. I am not giving this one a winter's rest either because they are small, they seem quite fragile to me, and so I am going to try to help them grow throughout the winter season, and hopefully in the springtime they will be established so that they can grow well and have new canes for the growing season. Now the last plant that I have is the Dendrobium parishii. This plant is more compact compared to the anosmun, so it's not going to be a very big or long plant. But I really like this one because the flowers are supposed to be kind of this pink, frilly lip kind of look. I've had this plant for about 2 years now, and I'm just watching the canes grow. I don't know if it's quite at blooming size yet, but this is also going to be my first year giving it a winter's rest. When I got this plant, it wasn't in the best shape, so it took a while to establish itself, and even though it did go through kind of a winter's rest period, it just didn't bloom. It tried to grow a keiki, but that failed. This year, I think I've gotten strong growth on the newest cane, and now I'm just waiting for it to become deciduous, and hopefully we'll have buds appear in late spring maybe, or even early summer. So overall, I think all of these winter resting types are doing okay. Some of them are not in the best shape, and some are super healthy, so I can't wait to see how they do during the winter season here. Right now in Southern California, we're kind of having a very interesting weather pattern. In the beginning, it seemed like we're going to have a very mild winter with a little bit of rain. And as it's been progressing, it seems like we're going to be moving more towards kind of a drought season. There's also fire season going on, Santa Ana winds, and so a lot of things have been changing, and we're dealing with a lot of temperature fluctuations. So some of my plants are confused because some days are very cold and other days are quite warm. And when I mean warm, I mean some days have been up to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, and some nights have been dipping down to about 45 degrees Fahrenheit. And that is a huge temperature swing, and not only does it change about 20 degrees from day to day, but you just never know what to expect. It'll be interesting to see how my orchid collection does this season because of these interesting temperature dynamics. So that's what I wanted to share with you today, seeing how my dendrobiums are doing during the winter rest and how I'm taking care of them during this season. Overall, I'm trying to back off on the waterings, give them that cool down, and just keep monitoring them in the hopes that we'll see flowers and buds, and that they will stay healthy during this winter season. So that's it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel Attainable Green to follow along on my orchid growing journey. If you want to see more orchid updates, please hit the playlist, and I hope you all have a happy holiday season, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!